Harassment is a grim reality that impacts a large majority of women in India today. And with the digital age, new forms of harassment are cropping up each day, affecting the mental well-being of women. As a nation, we need to come together to put an end to this. And that's what Call It Out Because It's Not Okay, an initiative by News18 Network and Truecaller aims to do. With this initiative, we are encouraging women to not just stop at blocking, but to speak up and call out harassment cases by reporting it to the right authorities. While this is a long and tough battle to fight, our vision is to bring a change in the way India deals with harassment, to educate women of the resources available for them to report harassment, and to get our message loud and clear that it's not okay for anyone to harass anybody. With policymakers, law enforcers, activists, mental health experts, women's organizations and influencers, we are discussing ways to combat harassment against women. We are using our social media presence to take the fight against harassment to a larger audience, making it a people's movement.
Ensuring women's safety and every individual's safety should be a priority for everyone.
We are driving advocacy on the True Cyber Safe curriculum, an awareness program that focuses upon improving netizens' resilience and capacity to access the digital world safely, increase awareness on cyber frauds and its impact on communities. And we are traversing the length and breadth of the nation to speak with women on the ground about the issue of harassment, sharing inspirational stories of women who have fought harassment. We are empowering everyone, women and men, to tackle harassment, to report harassment, and to call it out because it's not okay.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Call It Out Because It's Not Okay, a special campaign by News18 Network and Truecaller to encourage women to take a stand against harassment and to call it out. Today, we are taking you to the state of Assam to bring out stories of women who have faced and fought harassment. We will also speak with the Police Commissioner of Guwahati to understand the steps being taken by the authorities to ensure a safer environment for women in the state. First up is a story of a woman who decided to speak it out against harassment. Angurlata Deka, an actress and a politician from Assam, she stood up for her rights and decided to call it out. Take a look.
मैं अंगुलता देका, मैं अभिनेत्री थी। मैं हमारे असमीज फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में मैं 17 साल यहाँ पे काम की हूँ। मैं फिल्मी लाइन में काम कर रही थी। एक टर्निंग पॉइंट आई 2014 को। मैं फिल्मी दुनिया से थोड़ी दूर आ गई और आके मैं यहाँ पे पॉलिटिक्स में अभी काम कर रही हूँ। 2016 में कुछ ऐसा हुआ कि मुझे टिकट मिल गया और उस समय से मतलब कि एक टर्निंग पॉइंट हुआ कि लोगों के बीच में जाके उनके समस्याओं को कैसे समाधान कर पाती हूँ, क्योंकि मैं महिलाएं हूँ, क्योंकि महिलाएं मेरे के ऊपर मतलब एक्सपेक्टेशन रखते हैं, उनके समस्याओं को मैं आगे लाऊं। के उस समय मैं इलेक्शन जीती भी वहाँ से बहुत अच्छी तरह से। जब जीत मिली, पूरा असम में चारों ओर मेरे ही न्यूज़ बज रही थी। उस समय कुछ लोगों ने ऐसा किया था कि मेरे तस्वीर कोई दूसरा ऐसे कोई शराब पी रहे हैं, कोई स्विमिंग पूल में है, कोई पुराना मेरा एकदम फोटो निकाल के वो लोग एडिट वगैरह करके डाल रहे थे इंटरनेट में। बाहर में जो मेरा पहचान के हैं, तो वो लोग बोल रहे कि अंकुर तेरे बारे में कुछ ऐसा ऐसा हो रहा तो है, लोग गलत सोच रहे हैं। तो मुझे दिमाग में लगा कि अरे मेरे बारे में क्या सोच रहे हैं बाहर में, क्या रिएक्ट करूं, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा था। जीत को ये मनाए कि अंगुलता की एक दूसरी ही एक मतलब की न्यूज़ हो रही थी। उस समय मेरे दोस्तों ने समझा कि अंगर तू तो ऐसा है नहीं, तो उसके ऊपर रिएक्ट मत कर, तू अपना काम कर। मेरे जितने भी सपोर्टर है सभी लोगों ने उस टाइम ये पुलिस को कंप्लेन की, पुलिस ने भी किया सपोर्ट अच्छी तरह से, जो जिसको पकड़ा है उसको सज़ा भी मिली, लेकिन वो तो इतना स्प्रेड नहीं होता है जितना बुरा होता है। ऐसा एक एनवायरनमेंट अभी भी है, उनसे मतलब कि जूझती रहती हूँ। जब 2017 में जब मैं प्रेग्नेंट थी तो इतना उल्टा सीधा उस समय न्यूज़ बनी थी, बहुत ख़राब लग रहा था उस समय। और उस समय मैंने डिसीजन भी ली थी कि अंगूर तुझे यहाँ से निकाल के आना है, यहाँ पे लोग तुझे एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं शायद। महिलाओं को अगर आप काम के जरिए अगर कुछ आप कंपटीशन नहीं कर पाते, हरा नहीं पाते हो, तो डायरेक्टली वो कैरेक्टर के ऊपर चला जाता है। ये सब इसलिए करते हैं कि उसका आत्मविश्वास टूट जाए। जब मैं काम करने की शुरुआत करती हूँ तब अगर ऐसा एक इंसिडेंट आ जाते हैं तो बहुत डिस्टर्ब होती हूँ। मैं काम के ऊपर 100% फोकस नहीं कर पाती हूँ। काम करने के लिए सोचती हूँ, कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा एक वीडियोस आ जाते हैं, रील्स आ जाती है कि ऑनलाइन मेरे बारे में लिख देते हैं कि मैं टूट जाती हूँ। तो अंगूर में कैसे काम करूँ कि मैं आगे जाऊँ या नहीं जाऊँ, मैं जूझूँ या नहीं जूझूँ। मेरी दुनिया बहुत बड़ी है, इसीलिए मैं इतना ये इसके ऊपर फोकस नहीं देती हूँ कि ये सब चलता ही रहेगा। एक अवेयरनेस की बहुत ज़रूरत है यहाँ पे, किसी के साथ भी हो सकता है। जो साइबर क्राइम हो रहा है पूरे देश में हो रहा है, पूरे वर्ल्ड में हो रहा है, तो एक मानसिक रोग भी जैसा भी दिख रहा है कि वो लोग शांति मिलती है उन लोगों को ये सब करके।
Assam actually saw a big rise of reporting of cyber crimes in 2020. Ex-MLA Srimati Angulata Deka, she reported the case, and criminals they were identified and necessary actions were taken. So in that way, if this type of cases are reported, definitely the criminals will get identified, and in most of the cases they will be booked and legal actions will be taken. We are focusing on the awareness part, and side by side we are educating our investigating officers also how to go about in a cybercrime situation.
3-4 महीने से मैंने ये दिमाग में लाया कि अंगूर मुझे 15 इयर्स पॉलिटिक्स करना है, अच्छी तरह से करना है, और ये सब आएगा, मैं जूझूंगी यहाँ पे, चैलेंज करूंगी, और मैं दूसरे औरतों की साहस भी बनूंगी।
Women like Angurlata Deka are an inspiration for many others who refrain from taking action against harassment. Remember, only if we call out harassment will the perpetrator be brought to justice and be discouraged from harassing other women out there. With that, it's time for a short break. On the other side, watch women from Assam share their experiences of facing and fighting harassment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. While celebrities might perhaps be the biggest target, online harassment is an evil that affects women from all walks of life. Listen in. Meet interior designer Karishma Kakoti, radio jockey Pallavi, and fashion designer Meghna Mezabeen. These are successful women who have the world at their feet, but they face unique challenges in the virtual world, where harassment seeps into their everyday online interactions.
I think my personality in the social media is very strong. My social page of my own is with all the data that I show up on my everyday life. So people have a lot of judgments towards it. If anyone thinking me to be someone else, and which I am not, is their perspective, because if I'm wearing something, it's because I choose to do that and I belong to that certain community that I'm going to wear, that's, you know, as a woman. But I don't feel the other men or any other different party behind the scenario to judge me on that part. So, you know, there have a lot been judgments, there are a lot of messages which I feel is really not appropriate. They, you know, Except that I also have seen a lot of phishing, I won't exactly mention phishing, but yes, a lot of unwanted mails which shows up, interest towards your monetary terms. It can be your emails with investment purposes. It can be, money towards showing interest towards my business to be, taken care of out of India. So those emails are something, which I feel are actually not, true.
Being a radio jockey and a social media content developer, I frequently come across such kind of harassment, be it over phone or in social media. Recently, while I was trying to rescue a dog, there was particularly a guy who abused me to such an extreme level in social media and accused me that I was trying to show off and that I was trying to earn sympathy. This harassment extended to such an extreme level that finally I had to take the help of police. When the police arrested the person, well, you're not going to believe this, we found out that he had a wrong notion against women and he believed that women, rather than going out and working, should be kept grounded in the society.
I think harassment to some extent is always there everywhere, even in work, even in social media. It is more because you get trolled, you get socially, you are bullied. So these kind of things you have to be a little aware. And at the same time you have to be a little delicate and be very assertive as to what you want to say and how you want to give a message.
These are women who will not be silenced. They will speak out bravely about their experiences and call out harassment.
I have always taken step towards those because I feel I'm not wrong in that part, right? So why to accept some bullying from different person who doesn't even know you about it? So I have always reverted back in a smart way where the people have understood, okay, it would be really harmful for them if I take a step ahead to stop that right then. If not, then of course, I have complained it to a certain nearby police station, to a women's cell as well, and then they have taken care of.
You can file a complaint in a police station, then you can go to the cyber crime, and there's a very special number, that is 181, and lot of people do not know about it and lot of people know about it also. So I'm just speaking out where you can lodge your complaint, whatever you are, either you're harassed in a domestic violence case, or if you're harassed in work or whatever, they're ready to help you in that. So I think these kind of things are now helping people out, especially women, and I think it is not really okay to keep quiet now and to get harassed. So I think you should put your voice on, you should talk about it, and you should be expressive about it, that yes, no, we do not want this, stop it.
And by telling their stories, these women are raising our collective consciousness about a problem that affects all of us. Women in India face harassment on a regular basis. The numbers are staggering. 1 out of 3 women receives sexual and inappropriate calls or SMS. 1 woman falls victim to stalking every 55 minutes. And countless number of women have been affected by the shadow pandemic of online harassment. Despite the all-pervasive nature of harassment, seemingly a large section of women choose to ignore it. Why? What stops women from reporting such cases?
Somewhere we relate it to the stigma attached to a woman. Often she feels that if people comes to know about this has happened with me, I will never be respected again. I will never be loved by anyone. I may not be able to enter my school like my classmate, college friends may make fun of me. So these are the things actually.
But it's time we speak up. We take action to stop harassment and take legal recourse provided by the government, as it's time we call it out because it's not okay.
We are fortunate enough in Assam, we have got 181 Women Helpline that is operating since 2018 in the state, and we have special cell for women in 11 districts of Assam, including Kamrup Metro. So that is special cells are located in the state police system where a woman can come from Monday to Friday, and she can put an application, or she can share without even filing an application. She can seek information, she can seek help, she can report it to us.
On that note, it's time to take a short break. On the other side, we will discuss the issue of harassment with the Police Commissioner of Guwahati, Harmeet Singh. Stay tuned. An important pillar in the fight against online harassment is imparting knowledge about how to navigate the digital world safely. This brings us to the launch of the True Cyber Safe curriculum. True Cyber Safe aims to generate more awareness about online safety and train people to tackle cyber frauds, to facilitate a safer communication experience. To do so, Truecaller will be running safety training programs in Delhi, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Orissa and Northeastern regions like Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, Tripura and Nagaland, among other states, to train 16 lakh people over 6 months to increase awareness about online safety along with ways to avoid frauds, scams and spams. The training will be imparted in local languages as well to ensure accessibility and to increase the reach. To shed more light on this program, especially in the state of Assam, we have with us Police Commissioner of Guwahati and Special DGP in Assam, Harmeet Singh. Mr. Singh, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Let me start by asking you, at the ground level, how critical is the situation of cybercrime and cyberbullying, and how can we ensure the safety of women and children in the digital world?
So when you talk of women and children's safety, the cyber world has opened up so many new vistas for their harassment, for their bullying, as you use the word cyberbullying, but let me make this expanse a little broader. So let's talk about the first thing, which is doxing, whereas people steal your personal documents, they steal the kind of personal information you have and they put it on the net, thus leaving you open for harassment, grooming, extortion, stalking, you name it. In fact, there are a diverse variety of tactics and malicious behavior ranging from sharing embarrassing photographs, cruel content, writing all kinds of malicious nonsense, impersonating people, using morphed photographs, even a way of electronic surveillance and stalking, where they keep stalking your accounts, your various social media presence, and then using that to blackmail you. Now, if we go into just the simple issue of cyber stalking, now if people leave their entire cyber presence open to everybody on social media, then you get stalkers, and this especially happens with young ladies, even with older people. And those kind of people, we have seen cases turning into actual physical stalking because personal information was also available on the net. So this entire new gamut where our social lives, our economic lives went online during the pandemic has also led to the positives, of course, but a lot of negatives, which is actually in our hands to control. And by our hands, I don't mean just the police or the administration. What I mean is for people to control themselves.
Completely agree with you, Mr. Singh, that people have to be cautious about how much of their personal information should be put out on social media platforms. Now, to tackle these kinds of unpleasant situations, Truecaller has developed an online safety program, the True Cyber Safe curriculum. And one of the first trainings of this program will be taking place in your state of Assam. Please tell us about that.
Let's start from the basics in these kind of trainings. How to set your privacy settings on various social media and digital platforms. What to share, what not to share. How to practice digital hygiene. How to keep your personal information off the net. How to respond, when you just get a spam mail or a spam call, or you get a stalking message. Simple thing like just blocking somebody instead of engaging them in a conversation saying, why have you sent me this message, who are you? A simple block. Then next, of course, the advanced, what are the various helplines they can reach out to, the social media platforms. Like at Assam Police, ours is very simple. All our social media direct messaging systems are open. So whatever platform we are on, whether we are on Instagram, whether we are on Facebook, whether we are on Twitter, whether it's WhatsApp helplines, everything is open as far as we are concerned, and people DM us all the time. So these trainings will also teach people, and sensitization teach people how to reach out to whichever agency they want to. Number one, people must immediately report what is harassing them, who is troubling them, even if it's anonymous. Number two is, which is going to be a major part of this program, is how to practice digital hygiene. As I was saying, that people can themselves save themselves from harassment and from problems by practicing digital hygiene. If you keep your privacy settings and do not share sensitive personal information on the net, you have made the biggest step forward in practicing digital hygiene. And as far as we are concerned, and this is going to be part of the cyber safe campaign and the training that will take place here, is keep your record or evidence. See, evidence is a legal word, but for a normal person it is keep the record. Don't just keep the screenshots, keep the links, keep the original, so that the police can then work on the back end and try and find out who's harassing if the person is not known, and then take it forward. So we are looking forward to this part of working with Truecaller. The other part of working with Truecaller is saving people from spams and scams. So if you use Truecaller, you would notice that immediately they throw up, if it's a spam number, they throw up the spam number, and it tells you whether it's a company, it's this thing, and if it's a malicious number or a scamster's number, like whatever scam numbers we have, because on our social media platforms we get a lot of information, so we'll be sharing all that information with Truecaller, and then they can put those numbers into Truecaller, their system, and whoever's got Truecaller on their phone will immediately get an alert. We're looking at that part. We're also looking at sharing our police numbers of the entire state with Truecaller, so that it's in their digital directory and people can access. It's there on our websites, it's there on the Assam government website, it's there on the police website. But once it's on Truecaller, it'll be easier for people, particularly those who need to quickly access a number, to be able to access it. So there's a huge, large canvas that we can paint along with various, whether it's a media house or whether it's Truecaller, to help the people. The whole idea is citizen-centric service delivery. And for that, the main thing is people should be able to reach us and we should be able to reach people, and the dialogue has to be two-way.
Thank you, Harmeet Singh, for your time on this show. On that note, we come to an end of the special episode of Call It Out Because It's Not Okay, a campaign by News18 Network and Truecaller. Remember, it's not okay to harass women, and it's not okay for anyone to ignore harassment. Don't just block, call it out. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment by visiting itsnotok.in. Thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. Until next time, take care and stay safe.